Martin, thank you so much for joining us. And firstly, congratulations on the big launch. The smallest yet the most powerful hatchback in India. And let's just start off talking about what the A45S is and what it means in the larger AMG family.
Well, for us, the A45 is for sure one of the performance breed of cars. Yeah, so it is a high-end and very fast, extremely dynamic performance car. And I had the opportunity today to drive it already here on the net tracks. It's amazing how it goes. It runs up to 270, then it's electronically regulated. But until then, you have really at all speeds a huge possibility to accelerate. Overall, it rounds off our A-Class portfolio, which we have with the A limousine, we have the A35, and now we put on top the A45 hatch. I think a great addition to that small family, and I'm thinking we get a lot of good response to that car.
You already said that there's the A35 and the GLE35 in that. This really brings in that trinity of AMG models. How has the response been so far for the A35 and that family? And how does it just improve that performance experience for customers?
Well, the A35 and the GLA35, they really opened a completely new customer segment. You will remember that these cars are domestically produced. We assemble them in Pune, and that has allowed us to offer it at a very different price point. And we have seen great success. I mean, a lot of customers came for the first time to the brand and are still coming. And for us, it's a very good strategy to broaden the footprint of AMG and to enlarge the customer base for our AMGs here in India.
A very interesting year for the AMG family this year because 150% growth is what you told us last night, January to October. How do you see that growth, transforming in the next couple of months, and how much do you think a model like this plays a role in that?
Well, let me say the A45 is certainly not a volume model. It is a niche car. It's for performance purists, I should say. But overall, with all our AMG lineup, I think we will continue having higher growth rates than we have with the broad range, even though this year obviously is a little bit distorted because the whole pandemic situation. But the AMGs have done much better than the mainstay vehicles that also did very well. So I'm very optimistic that we will be further successful with our AMG cars and have higher growth rates than we have with the normal Mercedes cars.
I also met you about a month after the Retail of the Future program was introduced. In a month's time, how do you see that response coming in, and how much of that has been for the AMG family?
Well, the whole model which we rolled out 4 weeks ago is working quite fine. The issue we are having at the moment is a little bit a supply issue. Yeah, we are struggling to fulfill all the customer demands. We have waiting time on many models, and that causes a little bit of a pain at the moment in the system. You could, on the one hand, say it's a good thing to have more demand than supply, but on the other hand, we have many customers who are waiting for their cars, and I'm not happy that we could not speed up faster, but the entire supply constraints which we are witnessing are a little bit impacting us at this stage. Yeah.
And just to understand, with the A45S, have you begun bookings, and when do the deliveries begin?
We have a first batch of vehicles here, and we will be able to soon deliver the first cars. And early next year we get more cars than for delivery in the Q1.
It's very interesting that you talk now about the next quarter and 2022 at large. We are very close to it now, and there is a certain semblance that things will go back to normal. So what's your outlook for the new year?
I think in terms of stability of the market itself, we can be very happy how it has developed since July, since the peak of the pandemic has receded. We have seen very stable situation, and I think now Q3 this year, Q4 as well, we have seen strong demand, and as I mentioned already, demand was higher and is higher than supply, and I would expect to some extent to continue into next year. We have a situation where we have healthy demand. The economy has bounced back very well, and I'm confident if the situation is and remains in a way as we are operating at the moment, then we should be able to have similar good position next year, and we will get then a very good demand situation. We we will still have to struggle a little bit with the supply side of things, which might slow everyone a little bit down, and unfortunately us as well. But overall, the business climate I see quite positive at this stage.
Obviously, this I believe is the last AMG launch for this year, unless you have another box of surprises for us. But what can we expect coming into 2022?
Well, it's always a little bit difficult to give you the prognosis there, but I can tell you we will have quite a few exciting products coming next year. Some of them also with the AMG range, so it will be really exciting, but I'm not disclosing what we are going to do. It will start early in the year and we'll have quite a few, how can I say, cards on our hands which we will play next year then, yeah.
And before I let you go, I have to ask you this, and I'm sure a lot of our readers and viewers will be asking us later, but any possibility that this also becomes a locally assembled model going forward?
You have to understand this car has the one man, one engine module, which is assembled and built then in Germany. So we're not planning to have the hatch here localized. So it is in that sense unique and dedicated for the performance customers. So it will be an imported vehicle for the time being.
On that note, Martin, thank you so much. Always a pleasure talking to you, and all the very best for the A45S. I can't wait to drive it now.
Thank you. You will have a lot of fun as I had. Yeah. Thanks.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks.